Yes, guys, Carlos here again. And this one is going to be based on the lessons that I've learned over the past 5 years as being active in dropshipping or e commerce. And the reason why I do this is because I've received so many good reviews as well on either my Instagram page or under the YouTube videos recently that I posted, that I decided to just create more content like this as the content and the feedback around it has been so well. So I really appreciate all the support, first of all, from you guys in every basically video that I've created recently. And I just genuinely also really like it, to just share my thoughts and my ideas around dropshipping, e-commerce, and also the knowledge that I've gained over the past years. It is just very, very easy for me to create these kind of videos because it's literally sharing what I know, the skills that I've gained, and also, of course, being honest about the things that I maybe don't know, right? I received very good feedback. So, with that, on this video, I would like to talk about my 5 years of being in dropshipping, what I've learned, the lessons that I've learned, the things that I've seen, the myths around dropshipping as well, because I see a lot of people talking about specific things which are, in my point of view, just not true. And that depends, of course, per person, but I would like to elaborate on most of the things that I have seen during the past 5 years. So, first of all, I receive messages from people over Instagram, where I would like to start with, to ask me if dropshipping is still working, right? Look, if it was not working, then it would never be, let's say, active right now, right? Dropshipping is like around for a very, very long time, even longer than most of you guys can imagine. Dropshipping is a business model that is active for like 10, maybe 20 years, since Amazon as well has been created by Jeff Bezos, of course. During that time, dropshipping was already a thing. The only thing it was not, let's say, that famous, right? You didn't have Shopify in the very beginning. You didn't have, let's say, paid ads maybe in the beginning that worked using hundreds, thousands of strategies that are available right now. AliExpress maybe wasn't that familiar and, let's say, that famous to use products from, right? There are like hundreds of thousands of things that are completely shifted. And those shifts that has been created over the past years, of course, caused as well that people dropped off, because not everybody sees success in this business model, and that is completely normal, right? Because if it was easy, then everybody would do it. But it does not mean that it doesn't work. So if you're basically getting feedback from someone, maybe people around you, maybe people you listen to, that tell you, hey, dropshipping doesn't work, then it's most likely that they've tried it and it just did not work for them, right? That does not mean that the business model itself does not work. If it didn't work, then I would, not be able to do this for 5 consecutive years. Then people who are maybe doing it for like 10, 15 years already wouldn't have basically gotten to where they are right now, right? The biggest brands in the world right now maybe also didn't exist because most brands started dropshipping. And that's just a fun fact as well that most people didn't understand. Like very big brands that maybe from clothes that you're wearing, they all started dropshipping because it's just a fulfillment process. It's not nothing more than literally a term. It's literally a fulfillment model. You're sending directly products from the customers, let's say from the warehouse to the customer's door, and we are just a middleman. We don't see or touch the products, but it's just the name itself, nothing more, nothing less, right? So with that, it's just allowing you to, with less risk, sell products online to get familiar with e-commerce in order to then maybe by time create your brand. So dropshipping definitely works, and even big brands are still doing it, just with a faster fulfillment process that allows them to just sell it as a brand while they're maybe using the dropshipping term as fulfillment process. So the thing that makes people, let's say, most likely fail and tell you that that dropshipping doesn't work is that they just copy and they don't change anything, right? If you're going to start a store and you're looking at, of course, competitors which are doing it well, maybe in another market, then you just don't need to just copy alone and then don't change anything on that product, right? It's always a thing of how can you make that product page better? How can you make the ads better that a competitor is using? If it's already working, how can you improve upon it in order to make it work even better, right? That is literally the secret sauce. There's no such thing as a winning product is directly winning product from the beginning. Every single product can work. but you need to make it a winner. So what do I mean by that? If if you're going to just take a product, right, and you're not going to change anything around it, you're going to use the same ad creative, you're going to use the same product page, the same kind of like marketing strategies, everything around that, right? From literally ads till product page till checkout, everything is the same. Then you won't see any different results, most likely. And even worse, because he or she is already advertising it, you will see the performance drop, right? You won't maybe even see any results. So what you should do in order to make it work is to not just copy, but improve upon what's already working. That's basically the one thing that I would like to give you in this video as well, that just copying doesn't work, okay? Maybe it worked like 10 years ago because there were not too many people doing it. Right now, it's literally about how creative are you? Can you change the hook of maybe in creative, right? Can you, let's say, not only focus on price manipulation by have or lowering your price and to then make it work, but to also increase the perceived value maybe by offering a new product or like maybe offering a 1+1 free, right? What can you do to create urgency or scarcity or to improve your offer or maybe the ads in order to make what's already working better? That is just the secret sauce that I'm talking about. And then we have also such thing as untapped markets, right? Look, most of you guys know that I'm active in the Scandinavian and European countries over, let's say, the top five, right? The big five: US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK. Why? The untapped markets are working very best for me because, of course, there's less competition, obviously. But what I can do, because US is literally 10 years ahead, let's say, for over, let's say, Scandinavian and European countries, is that I can use what is already working in the biggest markets there to, let's say, not reinvent the wheel, but to use proven products and to test them in another country overseas, right? It has already been proven to work. So who says that, improving a product and then using it for, let's say, another market, the untapped markets, doesn't work? That is the strategy that I based my um, entire strategy on, right? It is using something that is working in the untapped markets to basically create profits from that point with products that are proven to work. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? That is just some of the tips that I would like to give you in this video. And what I've experienced over the past 5 years, because I also started, just selling in English countries. I thought, I would grab them all together. The key is to have, let's say, a store that allows you to use the right language, the native language of that country. And you don't need to speak that language at all, because I've sold in all the countries that you can imagine inside Europe. And I don't speak a single language except for Dutch, English, and Spanish, right? All the other languages, it doesn't matter. You can use depot.com and you can translate everything and it works. Okay, so you can literally use what's working in another market and try to find your success there. You don't need to start in the big five where the barrier to entry is so high that your CPM, so your cost per mil, will increase a lot, right? So you need to pay more to acquire a customer normally. So that's just some of the things that I've learned over the past years. And with that as well, the niches to operate in, right? Look, every single niche works, guys, literally. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a niche, right? From kids and babies till fashion, till home and garden, till gadgets, till pets, every single niche works. Even general stores still work. The only thing, again, is how can you separate yourself from your competition in order to make the products in your store stand out? If you're going to do exactly the same, you're just going to copy and you're not going to change anything, you won't see any different results and most likely worse results. So look at the biggest brands out there. What are they doing? They have tested literally everything, right? Look at Nike, look at Gymshark, look at the biggest brands out there. Look what they do, because they know exactly what they're testing. It's just not like some luck that they came across and they found a winning strategy, winning maybe website kind of approach, right? Or ad strategy. They've tested literally everything. So you can use that in your benefit, use that in your advantage to see what is working, create it maybe in your own style vibe, be consistent with that, and keep improving upon it. Because if you don't pivot by time, if you are not, let's say, flexible in this game with this like fast pacing society that we live in, then you're deemed to, let's say, not succeed. You need to improve, like literally. You need to change and reflect on what's working, what is not working, how you can make corrections accordingly every single quarter, preferably. in order to, just pivot and to see results continuously. There's no such thing as one strategy that works, okay? And that's the fixed thing that works, and all the other strategies, that doesn't matter. Things are always changing. I'm chasing always my strategies. But the thing is, how flexible are you to do that, right? Don't let your emotional feelings get into the way. And that's also one of the things that I've seen, what I've done wrong in the very beginning, is to, just being emotional reliant on products that I was testing, right? Because you're like treating it as your small kid, right? As your baby. But if it doesn't work, you want to change quick. You want to pivot, right? If you're not doing that, then you might overspend on a product that will just not work for you. And my key to success, my real key to success, guys, is the speed of testing products. I'm testing 5 products every single day. I, of course, started in the beginning as well with just one product a day. But the more products you test, you can out test your competition. And literally in a day, you can already see if a product is working or not. If you need to maybe consider to retest it, maybe with improvements the day after, or that you already kill it, that depends on the performance, right? But the key, literally the key to success in dropshipping, is the speed of testing products. That is absolute king, like most important, above everything else. Okay. So with that, what is more important, right? What is something that I've seen that really changed my perspective and increased, for example, the sales that I've been generating over the years? One of the things is the ad creatives and products, right? The same for like just not being able to just, let's say, not copy everything that you see right off the bat and don't change anything. Ad creatives is also something that you always need to change. If you have a winning product, then my rule of thumb, and you can take this with you as well, is to change the ad creatives and new campaigns every 3 to 4 days. If your frequency, so the amount of people seeing your ad, the same amount of people seeing your ad, is increasing continuously, then you know your ad creatives are dying, because it's just not going to reach more, basically, audience within your market, right? Within your lead pool. So what you want to do is to use different hooks, different ad creatives to trigger different pain points or problems or solutions or benefits of that product to your customer, right? That is the only thing that will get also people who did not maybe purchase in the first place get back to you to then make the purchase, still based on maybe a different hook that you used in the ad creatives, or a different approach that you used in terms of your offer. Maybe you offered them an extra discount. It can all be of like 1,000 reasons why people did not give you your credit, basically their credit card from the beginning, right? It is up to us as store owners to then re-trigger that person with a different hook by using different ad creatives, being very consistent in testing new ad creatives every 3 to 4 days. And of course, with that, how can you improve your offer? You will get feedback right from the beginning. The first few days, you'll see directly what works and what doesn't work about the product. Maybe you don't have the urgency what makes a product perform better. Maybe a 1 plus 1 free offer would be better than a 50% off, right? There are hundreds of reasons why your product is maybe not working yet, while there's still a lot of huge potential that you can create if you just change a few things on the product page or the product itself, or maybe your offer, right? That's very important. That's all about understanding your data. That is my next point. If you don't understand your data, from ads, from the analyzation of your ads, to your product page on Shopify or wherever you're advertising on, to then your checkout, if one part of the chain you don't understand what to look at, then I can guarantee you it will be very, very hard to scale long term and to see good profits for a long period of time. If you don't understand your data, you don't understand your business. Okay. So it's all about understanding, first of all, what kind of improvements, or maybe what is already going well, first on the ad part, right? Because that's the first point where people get in contact with your products, most likely. The first touch point with your customers. If you understand your data on Facebook or whatever platform you're advertising on, then you can then understand, okay, maybe this is going well, and maybe on the product page it's just not converting. So that's the leak. That's the leak we need to fill up in order to maybe still get the purchases in. In the beginning, in the testing phase of your new product, it's all about understanding what goes well, what doesn't go well, and what corrections do you need to make in order to make it a winner, right? If you understand, and that's all coming back to your data, everything about it. So understanding your data is literally key. And that can be, like I said, going into your ads, right? That you need to improve there. That can be your product page or your offer, or that can be your checkout. That people are just not having the right payment methods available to make the purchase. All very small details that make a huge difference. And then, of course, when it all, let's say, is going well and it might go down by time, it's very normal, right? Maybe some days I have very good performance and then one day it will all collapse. Business is business, right? There are ups and downs. This is life, right? There is no such thing as continuous growth. Like by time when you zoom out over an X amount of months, of years, then you will see that continuously growth pattern, right? But in the beginning, it might be that you are seeing this when you zoom in, right? And it's very normal. The only thing is, how do you respond, right? How do you respond? Not reply or react. How do you respond to the situation that you're in? If you know how to deal with it, if you understand your data and know what to look at in order to improve your product, then you have a very high possibility to making your product still a success. If you don't, then it might be that you will kill the product that maybe has still a huge potential. Understand that business is business. Ups and downs are going on always in life and business. It's all the same. Okay. So don't be confused if that's happening. You just need to look at your data, look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie. Okay. So with that, just want to basically end as well with the things that I've been sharing on my YouTube channel, because what might work for me might not work for you. Okay. It's very normal. Do what is working for you. If you're testing and you're actually implementing the stuff that I am sharing, that other people are sharing with you, then just try to find out what works for you. If something is already working, then don't change it. You can try to improve upon it, right? By testing and split testing, see what works. But what might work for one person does not maybe work for you. That is very important. Okay, there's no fixed system. I don't say that my strategies are the best in the world. I do know what works for me, but you should also understand that you should always try and basically find out what is working for you, to then improve on what's working already for you, so you can continuously basically get better. That is super important. And like I said, the key to success is eventually the testing speed of the products that you're using, right? So, guys, with all that being said, I hope this was valuable. Maybe it was around 20 minutes that I'm talking right now. A lot of knowledge that I've gained over the past 5 years, which I would like to share with you. I genuinely hope this was valuable. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. If I need to maybe create more of these kind of videos, or yeah, if you have something on top of mind, just let me know, and I will be happily willing to share more basically experience and knowledge like this. With that being said, this was Carlos, and seeing you in the next one. Peace.